Right, in the 80s and 90s, Nigel Kennedy became a household name by challenging stereotypes, embracing the man he was and being an extraordinary musician.
Nigel and his violin found classical music a new audience in Britain and made chart-topping hits out of centuries-old music.
Well, more than 30 years later, and Nigel is still bringing in the crowds to enjoy his mix of classical and modern music, and it's lovely having you here. Thank you for joining us.
Well, lovely to be with you, yeah.
Your family, I mean, your whole family were very, very musical, but actually playing the violin wasn't your idea at all, was it?
Definitely not. I mean, you know, holding the thing up here is not a natural position for somebody to have.
Yeah.
And, like, my mum taught the piano. I was put under it as a baby, so I heard this music coming out, like Led Zeppelin. You know, you get all them low ranges coming out of the piano, and it was fantastic, you know, so I always wanted to play the piano.
So why the violin, then?
She made me do it, you know, making plans for Nigel.
OK. Good job she did.
Your mum was a piano teacher. What did your dad do then?
He was a cellist in Australia, so he'd kind of disappeared before I was born, you know, but, like, he was over there, cello. And he was the first cello in Royal Philharmonic when he was 21.
Oh, wow.
So he had a bit of a gift for it.
Well,
you know,
he runs in the family.
Third generation, you know.
But you know what also helps? I mean, obviously...
You're saying so many nice things.
Oh.
It's really nice of you.
You're a very talented man. You deserve those nice
man,
things.
I'll believe you for the time being, you know. Once I get home and the mirror's there, you know.
Oh, well, you know what really helps? Obviously, you've got this given talent, but also having the right teachers to nurture you along the way.
To have that,
that inspiration. Who throughout sort of your life has been your biggest inspirations?
Phew. Yehudi Menuhin, you know, was a wonderful, inspirational figure. He was finding out about Indian music before the Beatles knew where that country was.
Right, OK.
I had another teacher in New York who was... She loved to have an argument, so that helped me develop some kind of my own direction.
Yeah.
Stefan Grappelli was the best jazz violinist in the world ever, and I was able to have him mentor me through live situations playing with him. He never told me what to do. None of these teachers actually ever told me what to do.
They let you
and they just tried to create an environment where one can fulfil a bit of potential.
Yeah. Nigel, do you know what? You have got a real special magic about you. You're
softer than soft, you know. You're so soft that you make velvet look like tarmac. You're so soft, yeah.
He's got all the lines, hasn't he? But you've got like a real special magic about you. But you didn't really... You said you didn't really fit in with, like, the classical musical type.
No, because I see it as all... You know, if we can't get music together and all the types of music as together, where are we going to be as people in the future?
Yeah.
Music is so easy that Indian music, folk music, rock music, all these great artists in every form of music, and we have to pigeonhole everything. To me, then I think, where's that leave society? And, you know, all of us sharing the same space on this planet where we're so lucky to be on it. You know, like,
there was
it's
quite
a way with the music, you know.
Quite a lot of snobbery around it as well back then.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's changed? Have things moved on a little bit?
It's polarised into, like, kind of two different types, as far as my opinion of it is.
Yeah.
You know, so there's some even more reactionary classical types who are just as much up there. And then there's, like, the other forms of classical music, which maybe I might be guilty, officer, of doing that. But for me, it's just bring it all together, you know. We're here.
Yeah.
Why not?
Unite people a bit.
Yeah, and so lucky to be making a so-called living out of doing something you love doing.
So lucky.
Yeah.
Very
so
lucky.
Yeah.
But what happened then? Because your mates turned up, didn't they, to watch you? What happened there then? They didn't quite fit in with the audience?
Well, there was one scenario very early in my days, like before I'd become kind of so-called well-known or something, that I took about 9, 10 friends of mine and they were dressed so-called normally. you know, and, like, the rest of the audience had a right attitude with them, and they felt very unwelcome. And, like, I think ever since then it's been kind of a mission of mine. And also Villa fans, so I go and, you know, this is not a brand, it's just says that we won the European Cup once, which is more than some other teams who talk more than us.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, a lot of my friends at the Villa didn't like classical music, and I thought there's so much beautiful music in the world. Why should the door be closed?
To anyone.
Yeah, and so I kind of, I think, tried to open the door to the private club.
Can we open that door right now? Would you play something for us? We'd love that.
What do you want?
Well, I don't know. You choose. You're the expert. Little Four Seasons?
OK, yeah, why not? Yeah, yeah. Do you mind if I stand up?
No, you do what you need to do.
Oh, look!
The birds.
Yeah, like the birds. Oh, it's so lovely.
That type of thing,
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Amazing. Yeah. You've got the book here. This is your Nigel Kennedy Uncensored, and it is uncensored, and it really is your entire story, isn't it?
Well, there's quite a lot in there because it was during when the authorities managed to close everyone down apart from Novak Djokovic. Like, I thought, well, what am I going to do with my time, you know? And, like, luckily I was in the highlands of the Poland, you know, which is where I live, you know, in the mountains, and they don't care about lockdown or anything that anybody says. But I thought, oh, I can't go and play, you know, in Germany or England.
So you
I
wrote
wrote this book and wrote a concerto, so I wasn't doing nothing, you know.
Busy writing.
Nigel, you played for some pretty famous faces, including Kate Bush. You've got to tell me what that was like.
Well, she's
phenomenal.
just a beautiful person because you walk into her place and, like, she doesn't act like some huge monster of music, which, you know, she's one of these great inspired artists, but she's more like the girl next door, and I can imagine, like, me being in one garden and her being in the other, both of us putting the washing up or something, or going and cooking a nice stew or something.
Yeah.
And that's how she behaved. There was no big deal about it. And then she'd say, well, can you play something a bit like Vaughan Williams? And I thought, all right. You know, and it was just amazing hearing these sounds which no one else had heard it.
Yeah.
Apart from Del, her boyfriend at the time, who'd done the engineering.
Oh, my God, that must have
and
been
so it was
so
hearing
amazing.
this music for the first time, springing out of the speakers, like three-dimensional, you know.
You've got a couple of shows. You've got two this autumn. You've got the first at Ronnie Scott's. I think that is sold out.
They've let me out
They've...
of my home, you know, like, my wife will have to live without me for a day or two. And, like, yeah, Ronnie Scott's is an amazing place. I played with Stephen Grappelli when I was 14 there.
Oh, my God.
And it always brings back memories. I heard Dizzy Gillespie and all them great jazz masters playing there.
Oh, that must have been wonderful.
Yeah, so it's great to walk on the same stage as these
A lot of
people
history
did.
in there.
Yeah,
And the second one's at the Barbican.
Yes, which used to be an alcohol-free lager, but I think they perished.
Right,
you know, so, but, you know, it's like a lot of people can't find their way to the Barbican, and now we know why.
OK. Can you play, like, a tiny bit of anything else, just as you're here? I think it's quite nice.
You know, there's an idea of playing Jimi Hendrix, but everything's in copyright, but I'm going to play something which Jimi Hendrix played called Hey... What's it? Hey, Jim? No, Hey, Joe.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, Joe, man.
Do you know what's so much to sit this close to you when you play like that? Like, I feel it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is quite tactile, the violin. Do you want to have a go?
No, I might break it.
Do you want to go? I bet you played when
Can
you
you get? Have you ever played?
How much is it worth, though, before I ever go?
Less now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's really good. Really good. You're going to do me out a job. You're doing me out a job.
Like,
that was
I
a
really enjoyed that.
higher note than I played all day.
Really?
Yeah,
You
phenomenal.
did very well there.
You're right.
Nigel,
Thank
thank you.
Stop.
Bark
lovely.
now with the Oxford Philharmonic Orchestra in Malvern, Oxford, Saffron Walden and London from the 7th to the 14th of November. Uncensored. The memoir is out now as well.
Actually, you're wrong, Holly. It's not Saffron Walden, it's Suffering Boredom.
Oh, you said that, not me. Thank you very much.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have on the show.
It's
Thank
lovely
you so
meeting
much.
you guys.
Thanks,
You're
Nigel. Thank you
fantastic.
very much.
Oh, beautiful violinist and
Cheers,
beautiful
baby.
soul.
Well,
Thank
have
you.
a great day, yo.
Yeah,
See you later.
See you later.